I had been the leader of the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra, the CBSO, for about a year when we embarked upon a German tour. Foreign tours for provincial orchestras were a rare occurrence in those days, and so this one caused great interest and excitement amongst the members. I believe the gentleman with the briefcase was the manager at that time, a Mr. Baker. Unfortunately, I remember very few names, but the lady coming out of the plane was a left-handed viola player. If my memory serves me right, our first port of call was Darmstadt. With his back to us is colleague and friend of many years, David Measham. David and I were obviously doing a bit of sightseeing. I brought David to the CBSO from the BBC Symphony Orchestra. First as principal second violin, but later he moved to the position of assistant leader. But his main interest was always in conducting, and later in life he achieved that. This I remember as the long coach journey to Munich. And sitting at the back of the coach, of course, David Measham with George Reynolds' trumpet. Following a nightclub brawl in Darmstadt, the orchestra had to bail George out of prison because he had punched somebody and as a result suffered a septic fist. Sitting in the front of the second bus, I recognise Anthony Moroni, the celebrated flautist. Aha, now this I do recognise as Munich. And of course the river Isar. And looking up to the Deutsches Museum, where I spent many a happy hour in later life. The orchestral musicians were fascinated by the German posters which had apparently knighted our conductor, Sir Hugo Rignold. Even though in 1963 the UK had started on its motorway programme, the German Autobahn with their free speed was still a source of fascination. Here we are going north out of Munich, up the Autobahn to Regensburg. Here's George once again trying to hide the incriminating evidence of a bandaged fist. I believe we may be in Bonn now. Somebody very important being escorted here. No, I don't think it was our newly knighted Sir Hugo Rignold. Not sure where we're off to now, and this is not one of the orchestra, I'm sure about that. However, this is a cellist, I believe. And I do see another cellist on the right, John Catlow. And then came that long drive down to Lake Constance and on to Frederikshafen, in, as you can see, quite grim conditions. Negotiating a few minor mishaps was nothing, but later on, in the worsening conditions, we came to a complete standstill. Somewhere near the city of Ulm, where the road divides, our section was completely blocked at the entrance to a tunnel by a snowfall. The queue of stationary traffic was as far as one could see. Stoic as musicians often are in such circumstances, there was a serious problem at hand, as we were due to give a concert that night in Frederikshafen. Waiting for hours in remote areas is all very well, but people do have needs. In the mayhem, emergency vehicles were simply not able to get through. But of course, that didn't bother certain members of the orchestra who took the opportunity for a bit of fun. Here in Frederikshavn the following day, our Japanese violin soloist. And we are getting ready to go home. First, we have to cross the lake to Switzerland to begin the long journey. A bit more tomfoolery from George and David. Standing behind David is the principal trumpet of the time, and our soloist posing for a picture, although a little sad she didn't get to play her concerto in Frederikshavn. It was during this journey that we learned of the saga, the events that followed our concert in Frederikshavn. Having arrived late, we only played half a concert, and the German management were furious and actually held the orchestra van from travelling back to the UK until the orchestra paid compensation. A sad and not very happy end to an enjoyable tour. We end this film with the picture of the snoozing conductor Hugo Rignold, or was it Sir Hugo?